So I just wanted to say a few things about sexuality, okay? From a masculine standpoint of view, from my humble and few experiences. So, but from an evolved being, right? So I see all of these tantra masters and teachers, wannabe people, speaking about sexuality on the internet. And I just wanted to say that, like, they are constantly performing, always having this need of always looking so hot and sexy, sexual, attractive. Like they are, I'm not saying that this is not a part of life, but having this need of constantly looking attractive and hot, it's actually a sign of weakness because they are attached to being seen like this and they are afraid of being nasty or, for instance, ugly, right? Having this idea of how sexuality is and then performing it, then forcing themselves, right? If you ask me, if you are not capable of farting with your woman and she farting with you while you're cuddling, not being fine with the farts that are coming from both of your asses, and maybe after that, then losing some attraction, just know that if you're not capable of farting with your partner and still remaining having the same level or even more attraction, because now there is this greater sense of relaxedness, of being capable of being more relaxed and more spontaneous with each other, more intimate. If you're not capable of farting and still remaining being attracted or even more attracted, if you don't have that, if the fart or looking ugly dissolves that attraction that looked like it was so strong, just know that that attraction was never there. If you lose attraction to your partner in the reality of life, where in true intimacy, which just means true vulnerability, everything that's about being human is revealed. And actually, that doesn't make you both more relaxed and spontaneous with each other, which allows even greater connection. If it doesn't bring this, if it brings the opposite, then just know that this is not a true thing, and then just leave this kind of people if they are not ready for mature connections, right? Because then people are just performing constantly, being some kind of hot, sexual, sexy way, not being real, and attached to that because they are just being afraid of being vulnerable and whole, right? And so, if they are not ready, being like that, whole and vulnerable, truly intimate, then you're just losing time with them, right? So then they are performing being like that. And when people are performing, they are actually resisting their whole self, right? That's why they need to perform, because they are in that way controlling how they are, right? Because they are not capable of being how the next moment or the present and the next moment demands from them to be. They are not resilient enough. They are not open, truly being capable of being vulnerable and intimate with you and with the moment. So they perform, they try to control how they look like because they're too afraid to be themselves, to be intimate with themselves and to with you, right? And so they are then performing and forcing themselves. And I see in this sexuality community many people pretending that they are spiritual, but they actually are not. They're not even teaching tantra or some evolved sexuality or liberation of that. They are actually just teaching performance and just some indoctrination and ideology of how, from their distorted, limited level view of the sexuality, how how they see it from their own limited level, and then they preach it to the people, right? All just limitation and performance and forcing themselves to be a certain way, right? When it is actually just being open and vulnerable and researching each other, right? An adventure where you are just getting to know each other. That's it. And because of that performance, that forcing, people actually, because of teaching sexual practices, tips and tricks to be more hot, more sexual, more attractive, and not actually teaching vulnerability, they are actually teaching more resistance because of teaching sexuality instead of teaching love. They are teaching performance. And because of not teaching love but sexuality and tips and tricks and methods, they are not they're not being fine with themselves. They are constantly teaching actually each other to perform a certain way of how sexuality looks like. Perform just another way of porn, actually, but looking more pure or more holy or whatever, but just another way of porn. And because of that, force forceful way of doing it, they then actually lose the desire for it, right? Because when you're forcing yourself, when you force others into it, because there is actually no teaching about love, true embodiment, true intimacy and vulnerability, because there is no teaching of that, people then force themselves, even though they don't like it, they don't want to do it, they don't feel to do it, they force themselves, they perform. And because nobody likes to be forced into anything, then they actually, people, by teaching sexuality in this way, actually make people desire sex less and less, actually, because it is presented actually as something forceful and bad, and then nobody likes it, right? When I was forced, I didn't want to do it, right? If you are forced into something, you don't want to do it. So I don't want to force anybody, right? So actually, relationships and sexuality, it's not about sex. It's about love, and then sex just being the physicality of the love that you have generated between yourselves, right? That's it. Sex, truly, it's just the end effect of you actually having true intimacy. Intimacy doesn't mean sex. Sex is just what happens on the physical level. Maybe if you have a beautiful love, beautiful intimacy, if you are both open to the moments as they are, that's it. And actually, we should be teaching how to love, how to be open, how to be evolved, mature, resilient human being. Check my videos for that. This is what my channel is all about, what my purpose is. Because then sexuality can finally happen spontaneously, and because people truly desire it, and then because of that, having a great sexuality where nobody's indoctrinated us how we should be, but we discover it along the way, which is just very refreshing. And every couple have their own way of doing it, and not being having this idea upon them of how it should be done, right? Because then they're just being open to the moment of getting to know each other's bodies, just like how they were getting to know each other's souls before that. They were already being taught by the love how to make sex work, how to do it. You are already taught by the intimacy that comes from true love. From the soul, you're being taught how to then behave physically, even physically. This is how sexuality should be taught. It actually is taught, and mature people do it, right? I would never want to force, for instance, for my woman, my future wife, to, for instance, massage my dick, right? I would never want for my woman to be forced into it. Not because I'm so moral and such a great human being, but because if she is forced into something, she will not do it the best, right? If she is forced into it, then she's pretending, and it's not like, okay, it's also the part that it is not moral to force people, but it's not about that as my first reason why. This is my second reason that it is not moral. My first reason is that she will not do it the best. If she is forced, if she has to be there doing it, it will not be good for me. She will not give it all that she's got, right? It will not be genuine. She will not truly take care of me, right? The way I want it. And because I want quality, I don't want for her to be forced doing it for me, right? So how can I come to the point where she is doing it for me because she wants truly to do it for me, right? So I can get a proper service from her, a proper massage from her, a proper treatment for her, a quality treatment. How can I get to that point where she does it because she wants it, right? How? Love her, right? By loving her, not by forcing her like a baby, where you're saying even men need sexuality and this is how men see love, express love, and you should give me love because I'm a man and I need it in this way, and just be like a mother's boy, right? Expecting it from your woman to do it because this is how it should be and because you need it, right? Love her, make her feel safe through that love, allow her to be as it is, as she is, allow her the freedom of being how she is by you first allowing yourself and love the freedom of being how you are. Only in this way, through your own embodiment, you will not be triggered by her embodiment. And in this, you have proven true unconditional love to her, where she will be very happy to give you quality sexy time. That's it. So this is how it's done, if you ask me. So that's it. See you in the next video.